Hello everyone, Doug King here doing my Week 10, Chapter 11 current events. I chose to do my current events video on a article from the Herald Mail Media, and this is from a case in Hagerstown, Maryland, where the fire chief budgeted $250,000 to pay overtime expenses in 2017. And according to the chief, he spent every penny of that $250,000. So the debate here is whether it was cheaper for his department to hire overtime for these positions that needed filled, or if it was cheaper to hire new employees. So a little bit about the Hagerstown Fire Department. They have a 15 firefighters minimum manning, so 15 firefighters on duty at all time. And most of their overtime costs came from filling that 15-man minimum when they had call-offs. So what the chief determined is that it was actually cheaper to pay overtime to fill those positions than it was to hire new firefighters for several reasons. One of those reasons being with new firefighters comes the additional costs that go into paying for benefits, as well as new gear, training. The hiring process itself costs money, and the department determined that it was cheaper to hire overtime. This is an issue that a lot of departments seem to struggle with, and I often wonder, I think there comes a point too when it's actually cheaper for your department to hire full-time employees than it is part-time employees for the same kind of reason. You need several part-time employees to fill the position of one full-timer, and that all requires money in hiring, money for turnout gear, money for training. And then you also have difficulty filling things like holidays because they're not required to work holidays, and filling things like weekends. And there does come a point when it's actually cheaper and more beneficial for the department to hire full-timers than it is to try and staff with part-time personnel. So this isn't an issue that's isolated only to full-time. I see this on the department that I work part-time. They just opened up another part-time position, and they're trying to fill 72 hours a day with part-timers, which requires quite a few part-time personnel on your department. And if you're going to have to hire that many people, you have to pay for, like I said, the cost of, even if they're part-time, there's things like workers' comp benefits that need to be paid, even if you're not paying medical benefits. So workers' comp, cost of turnout gear, cost of training, the cost of hiring, and also with part-timers you tend to have a much higher turnover rate, so you're constantly in this hiring position, you're constantly having to get new gear, new uniforms, and that can create quite a bit of cost. So something that this department looked at. We don't get too much overtime here in Akron. They limit that extremely, and we really don't get too much overtime at all. So let me know what your guys think. If your departments get overtime for this, do you have minimum manning? We don't have any kind of minimum manning at Akron, so if we dip down below what we normally man, we just deal with decreased staffing. We'll drop to 3-man engine companies. We'll drop to what they call combo companies, which means that the same crew is running both the ambulance and the engine out of that particular station. So overtime is really a last resort for us. I know lots of other departments operate differently, so let me know what you guys think. Part-time versus full-time. When does it become beneficial to hire full-timers, as well as overtime versus hiring additional full-time departments? Let me know what you guys think. Thanks. See you guys next week.